All right, we're gonna continue with the Omen movies. Damien, Omen 2. Let's check it out.
There are four faces of the Antichrist on his rise to power.
Bugenhagen.
The face of Ye-Gale, Satan as a child, is the same.
The same? What are you talking about?
There is no doubt. Damien Thorne is the Antichrist.
So he shows them the wall, which does have Damien's face, and the whole place starts to collapse. And it collapses even more. This is going to be the end of our friend Bugenhagen.
Get it of his mouth and destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Fast forward 7 years later, Damien is at a not reform school, like a cadet school with his cousin.
At least we don't have to have dinner.
He's on the left.
Unconcerned about a sum that is close
Lee
to
Remick
$1 million.
I really don't see
and William Holden are his aunt and uncle on the right there.
And I also own 27% of that. I may be old, but I'm not insane. Your brother tried to kill Damien. Get out! Would you tell her to go? I'm going.
Later on, when she's in bed, she meets a crow. Now, Damien has friends on Earth that he doesn't know about yet, including animals. I don't know exactly what the crow did, but it, I don't know, gave the old lady a heart attack.
Marion died in her sleep last night, a coronary. I'm sorry. I've got to go. I'll talk to you later, Bill.
Don't sell them large.
Damien and his cousin are legacies at this military academy, but they're not well liked by the others.
You're gonna regret that, Thorne.
Damien steps out to see his cousin being beaten up by this guy, and then somehow he makes this happen. A reporter meets with his uncle.
Did you ever meet the archaeologist Carl Bugenhagen?
No, I heard of him.
He was also an exorcist. Did you know that?
No. Did you get that information?
A photographer that I used to work with went with your brother. He died there. He was decapitated.
Murray, stop the
Your
car.
brother...
He ends up kicking her out of the car.
Only he can protect you! Oh, please, please, you must listen to me! Oh, please, please, you must listen to me!
Well, that reporter's on to Damien, so the crows go after her too. And left her packed full of holes and left her dead in a ditch. She wasn't dead yet, but this is gonna kill her. Oh my. Oh!
You should know everything about the Thorne business. After all, it'll be yours one day.
And Mark's.
And Mark's, of course. You'll be initiated too, Damien.
Looks like this is one of Damien's helpers.
Time is coming for you to put aside childish things and face up to who you are.
He doesn't know who he is yet, though. Alright, a lot of accidents start happening all around Damien. People who could possibly be getting in his way. Again, he doesn't know any of this yet. This is a horrific scene, actually. He falls in the ice, and then the current takes him. William Holden's upset as that guy meets his demise.
1789.
Damien is very bright.
30 Years' War.
Start or finish?
Start.
1618.
Black Death.
1334.
Abraham Lincoln.
His wisdom.
Damien gets clued in a little bit and reads up.
Count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
He knows he has some sort of birthmark or something on his head. And sure enough, as we saw in the first film, there it is, 666. More accidents again around Damien. People who could do him harm. Dodged a bullet there. Not the second bullet. This guy finds the daggers that can kill Damien.
Just opened a leather box that was sent from Israel. It belonged to Bugenhagen. They found it near his skeleton.
So?
Did you know it was Bugenhagen who gave your brother the daggers to kill Damien?
I will not read the ravings of a senile old man.
Richard, I knew Bugenhagen. He wasn't senile. If what he says is true, we are all in great danger. You...
Richard, stop it, please, God.
All right. I won't go.
You're not going to treat Damien any differently. You're not going to look at him. You're not going to talk to him any differently.
I won't, I promise.
Damien now knows who he is.
Why are you running away from me, Mark?
I know who you are.
So does his cousin.
You do?
Dr. Warren knows. I know what you can do. Your father tried to kill you. They say it was crazy, but it was because he knew. I love you, Mark. Your love.
He has risen, Mark. In me.
He wants Mark to join him.
Come with me, Mark.
Mark refuses, and then Damien makes his ears explode or something. His uncle's starting to believe now.
He fell.
Get back to the house.
I didn't do anything.
I've seen the wall. It's horrible. They drove Joan Hart mad. Bugenhagen.
Where is it?
It's already been loaded. I saw Damien's face.
Where is it?
Well, this wall was an antique or a relic, and it's now been brought here, and he takes a look at it and recognizes that is Damien. And then the train starts moving by itself, flips the other dude. Gotta convince the wife now.
You can't make me believe it.
You've got to believe it. He killed Mark. He killed Atherton and Viserion. And he'll keep on killing.
He shows her the daggers. Guess whose side she's on?
They're your daggers. Always belonged to him.
I guess Damien doesn't need her either, though, because he lights the whole place up. I guess he's going to inherit everything now of the Thorn Empire. All right, let's talk about Damien Omen 2. This is a movie that I actually originally taped on a beta tape back in 1985, early 85, with The Omen. The Omen 2 were back-to-back. I had seen The Omen on television for the first time on HBO or something. Fell in love with it. I thought it was scary. I thought it was great. And then the next time it was on, I taped it, and Damien Omen 2 was on right after it. I didn't realize at that time that the final conflict was Omen 3. That was a movie I had seen a few years earlier. It was one of the earliest cable movies I ever saw. And it was okay, and I was planning on taping it at some point, just never realized it was part of a trilogy. So, but anyway, live and learn. So anyway, I have the DVD box set of The Omen, which has Omen 1, 2, and 3, and Omen 4, I think, The Awakening, is that what it's called? This Omen Blu-ray set has the first 3 Omen movies, and then I think it's the remake or something. One of the remakes came out at some point in the early 2000s. I don't know. But anyway, it has a different 4th movie than the DVD box set was. Anyway, I digress. The movie starts off a little bit in the beginning. We see Bugenhagen and stuff. He dies. He drowns in some sand. Then we fast forward 7 years later. Damien is now like 13 years old. He's in a military academy along with his cousin Mark. He lives with Mark's parents in Chicago suburbs somewhere. Parents are played by William Holden and Lee Remick. So that's his aunt and uncle. Anyway, weird stuff starts happening around Damien. People start dying. Accidents occur all over the place. Damien doesn't realize what he is, but he's got helpers around and then animals, and then crows are pecking away at some people who are onto him and killing them. Eventually, he starts to learn and read up about on stuff, and then he realizes, he reads something about a 666, and then he realizes he knows he has some sort of birthmark or something on his head, looks in the mirror, and sure enough, he finds the 666, and then he realizes who he is and what he's supposed to do. Then he kind of becomes evil at that point, although he does want his cousin Mark to join him. This is his best friend and everything. Mark says, I know who you are, blah, blah, blah. He wants no part of it, so he kills Mark. He makes his head explode or something. Ears were busting out inside, maybe his brain squished. I don't know, but he died. At this point, William Holden, there have been people trying to convince William Holden of who Damien is. He wasn't buying any of it. Thought it was all nonsense, but now he's starting to believe. He knows what the daggers are and everything. So now he realizes he's probably got to kill Damien, just like his brother had tried to do years earlier, Gregory Peck in the first film. He's got to try to convince his wife, Lee Remick, of this too. You know, he's killed Mark. He's killed everybody else. People are dying around here. He is clearly a bad guy. So he shows he shows his wife the daggers, and then she takes the daggers and stabs him with them instead. And she says, I've always been for him or with him. So she's one of Damien's disciples on Earth too. But I guess Damien didn't need her because then he makes the whole room explode in fire. She dies in that, and at that point we're presumed that he's going to inherit the entire Thorne family fortune, which we'll see, I guess, that wrapped up in the trilogy Omen 3, The Final Conflict, a few years after this one. So anyway, that is Damien Omen 2. Was this a good movie? It's okay. Certainly not as good as the first one. I think the first one is a damn near masterpiece of a horror movie. Damien Omen 2, it's okay. It's kind of nostalgic for me. It just kind of brings me back in that mode when I first saw it back in '85, and I was all jazzed about it and everything. But it's okay. No nudity in this movie. A couple of decent gore scenes, though, like the guy on the train. Don't really see any gore, but that was kind of a cool kill. But the guy in the elevator who gets slashed in two, that was kind of a cool scene. But yeah, that's Damien Omen 2. So anyway, again, you can get this on DVD. You can get it on Blu-ray. I'll leave a link to some sort of Blu-ray down below, which is probably going to be this thing here. I think I got this pretty darn cheap, like 10, 11 bucks or something like that, maybe at Walmart. I don't know, but pretty good collection. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about Damien Omen 2. Watch it. Bye.